right, we're back. I wasn't even gonna make a second part, but because of all the stuff that's happened, I feel like I have to, because there's a lot of things that have transpired since the original video exposing Sam came out. So we're just gonna get right into it. Here's Sam, more examples of his racism from the past. We know he's racist. That was exposed before. We're well aware of this. What we weren't aware of is how racist his family is as well, and we're going to get to that. Since the Sam Jutsu exposed video came out, he has not been throwing any parties. He's been AFK, jumping between servers, and hiding inside of the schools around children. What a better place. I mean, honestly, like, Sam, you went you went where the kids are. Like, what are you doing, bro? Which really hasn't been working out in your favor. You can see all these kids here turning against Sam because they now know the truth. They've seen the video, they've seen the pedophilia, they've seen the racism, they've seen all of it. Which, as you can see, him hiding in the school doesn't really work to his favor. People are finding him anyways. The children are finding him after seeing my video, and they want him banned. Some more screenshots surfaced. This is Fruit Juiced, which is one of Sam's friends. I don't know if they're friends anymore. This is back from 2022. This is a message she sent to Lil Sicko telling her to straighten out Pickle, saying, "Thought you were fixing this, Sicko. It's because Pickle was going at Sam and exposing the pedophilia." Here's a conversation. There's Caillou, which was Sam at the time. He used to run around as Caillou and act like a child on the game. That was stated in the past video. These are two of his friends. Batul, I'm assuming is how you say the name, and Fruit Juice, saying how they use Sicko to get info and blah, blah, blah. This is around the time when they harassed her off of the game. Here's Fruit Juice speaking on Lil Sicko, saying that her and Sam are friends, that he met me. It's a jealousy thing, for sure. This is an adult talking about a kid. Shortly after people started seeing my video, I started receiving racial slurs in my DMs behind alt accounts, as you can see here. I'm just going to leave that there for everyone to read. I'm not repeating these things out loud. I don't condone racial slurs or anything like that. So yeah. So they're hiding behind an alt. They say they don't have an actual account. They're accusing me of doxing Sam. I never doxed Sam. If I wanted to dox Sam, I wouldn't have covered up his address and everything else in the last video. They say I message and harass his family members. I never message his family members, and then threaten to send a minor gore. I don't even watch horror movies that have gore in them, for one. 2, I don't befriend or speak to minors. And 3, I have screenshot proof that you will see that proves I had nothing to do with this. Shortly after receiving that message on Play Together, I get this comment by one of Sam's friends on my YouTube video. Your group of haters has offered to send a minor gore, called him racial slurs, homophobic slurs, etc. He's assuming I had something to do with it. Proof is coming that I didn't. And while we're on that subject of homophobia, here is the same guy's Twitter with a quote of him saying how homosexuality is an abomination, it's not okay, blah, 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 which I just kind of find ironic at that point. Now, the very same friend of Sam that was saying homophobia and whatever else, this is him replying to a tweet saying that statistics prove that most of the LGBTQ are pedophiles. As I was being accused by this guy, I went to him on Instagram directly and I explained, I have nothing to do with whatever gore you're talking about. I'm being harassed, called racial slurs. I also don't talk to, nor do I befriend minors. And here's the proof that it was not me who threatened to send gore to a minor. Feel free to pause the video, read the screenshots. It's all right there for you. I would never condone that. I knew nothing of this. And when I did find out, I was pretty pissed off about it. So after I send him the proof, he comes in saying, "Thanks for playing damage control, blah, 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 blah," right? So here's where I let him know that I had a strong feeling it was one of the people from his friend group, from Sam's friend group or family group, whatever, that was sending me racial slurs. So in our conversation about the racial slurs, he says, I have not condoned any racial slurs, nor is it anyone connected to me or directly to Sam. Whether or not you hate Sam, you have our word of that. He also slipped up and said, I'll put out a notice to stop sending slurs. How can you put out a notice if you don't know who's doing it? Fast forward in our discussion. I said, okay, well, unfortunately, Gabriel and Sam's nephews are behind those alts and have been hurling racial slurs. He says, and they have been told to stop. I say, so you admit to knowing it was them. Mind you, he literally just got done saying he doesn't condone it and that I have their word that it wasn't them. This speaks on their character, their credibility, and whether or not you can actually take them for the word. And in this case, you can't. Not only did they make these alts, they friended these alts. Could you make it more obvious? And then to try to deny it, only to admit it later. Now, if you look, you see Gabriel Jutsu in the friends list. His name before that was I Hate N-words. It's been changed since. You can see here he says Tyrone is my boyfriend. Tyrone N-word, that was one of the alts. As you can see, people have been finding Sam inside the school, spreading awareness on the video. I haven't sent anyone to do anything. I haven't told anyone to harass anyone. This is people doing this of their own volition. Now, Sam and his fam have been saying that I'm manipulating people, manipulating children. People are scared to go against me. I'm going to show you how all of that is just projections and bullshit. If anyone is manipulating people and manipulating children, it is Sam. You can see him saying, oh, she's with the cult. Cult as in the people that are against pedophilia and racism. Apparently, if you're against that, you're in a cult. Make it make sense. Here he says, the mask will come off soon. I have nothing to hide. Yet you still haven't addressed this. Since 2021/2022, you haven't addressed it once. If you had proof, you would have came forward with the proof. You would have proved your innocence if you had it, but you don't. Anyone who would have had these accusations against them and could prove that they were adults would have done it. There's another player named Comet PT. Last year, he exposed Scott Jutsu for being a pedophile. As he's going against Sam and Sam's family, someone started spamming this in one of these servers. Using this against someone is completely fucking disgusting. And you're a complete scumbag for doing it. Another PT player came forward and said I was sexually abused on Play Together when I played it as a 13-year-old. And on the video, Sam Jutsu exposed one of his alts is the user of the person who did it. She then goes on to mention the lie that was spread about Play Together getting shut down, that was spread by Sam's people in order to scare people away from going at Sam. Lavender goes on to say, I didn't know for 6 years this man did this to me. Lavender continues on to say, this is her new account. Her old account was Faded Froggy. This is her last remark. You know what you did, even if you pretend not. Now, I'm sure you're wondering who this random woman is. This is Kayla Jutsu, 45 years old, and a huge defender and supporter of Sam. I'm going to get into why I'm bringing her up and show you how she is not a credible source or a trustworthy person. Last year, Kayla Jutsu conspired with other friends to fabricate a video with out-of-context screenshots, other faked messages, and other things of that nature, saying that I could spy on people through their phones and whatever random shit that just made no sense. There was someone on there who was harassing Kayla Jutsu and harassing another player by the name of Easty Sass. I believe I said that right. I jumped in and was defending them. They were being body shamed. They were being called fat, whatever else. I said, okay, so then show your body then, since you want to talk about others. So they used that out of context to paint me as some kind of predator. You can see here the terribly photoshopped picture. The font wasn't even correct. The name isn't even centered. And I also don't even speak fucking Spanish. So, of course, at the time I went to Kayla, and she clarified, you were just defending us. You were just defending us. The video that Kayla Jutsu and her friends fabricated ended up getting taken down after everyone swarmed the comments, laughing and pointing out how terribly fake it was. Next thing you know, one of her friends who was involved in fabricating that video got exposed for harassing women, to where she tries to say, it may be how they act there where he's from. And if you still don't believe me, here's more proof. This is me messaging Kayla Jutsu saying, I was defending you in East. You were there as a witness. I did nothing wrong, and it's all out of context. She goes, I don't know what to say. Fox is my friend now. I'll talk to him first. I can't handle getting in this. Shortly after, she felt so guilty to the point to where she came forward and admitted that it was fabricated and that it was not true. And if you need more proof, this is from recently where I brought it up again to her and she says, yes, she remembers that. These are screenshots of Kayla Jutsu's messages with someone who will remain unnamed because they asked so, and I will respect their privacy. Essentially, Kayla Jutsu was saying that someone had a crush on this person. She goes on to say it is Zoro. Zoro is a known child on Play Together. You can see the person asking, this person is of age, right? Like not a kid. Kayla says, I think so, but not sure. And this next screenshot says, he would try to flirt. And I was like, I think he was checking to see if I was a predator. Why, if they were an adult, would they try to check if you were a predator? That makes no sense. She then goes on to say, I didn't know his age. But if you didn't know his age, but then you're saying he was checking to see if you were a predator, and you know it's Zoro, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume that's a child. This next part is important when it comes to Kayla's credibility as well. Saying that she has flirted online, but she has never sent nudes, right? Why lie over such a trivial thing when you're an adult? Lying when there is screenshotted proof of her saying, I did something bad because I love my friend a lot. I sent him a pic that was inappropriate. I felt so guilty. I told my husband and he told me to stop talking to him. Now, this has been confirmed by multiple people that Kayla Jutsu went to herself. This is one of them, that it was about Sam. Yet another reason as to why she blindlessly believes him and chooses to believe regardless of what's in front of her. Within this same time frame, she goes on to say there was a lot of people unfriending her and she was asked to keep a very big secret. What is that big secret, Kayla? What are you hiding? If you lie about something as trivial as sending nudes as an adult, what else do you lie about? I would just like to add that Kayla's logic is, if I don't believe it, it isn't true. Kayla, people don't believe the earth is round. The earth is still fucking round. Moving forward, we have one of Sam's family members or friends saying that I am a sex offender. Never been a sex offender. You can Google my name. If I was, I would be on a registry. I'm not. Feel free to Google me. I don't pop up on any list. This is just one of many examples of how far they're willing to go with their nonsense that they have no proof or evidence of. They just claim things or say things, and like you're just supposed to believe them blindly. Make it make sense. I'm just including this in here because it's ridiculous. Like the excuses that they bring out. Sam says it in a baby talk because it adds to his avatar's aesthetic. He's 31. 31. You're 31, bro. Why are you talking like a baby? Here's another screenshot of one of Sam's friends admitting that those alts that were sending me racial slurs were Sam's nephews. Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. Shut up. I'd also like to touch back on the fact that Sam believes people are scared to go against him or scared to go against me, whatever the case may be. And as you can see here, it's just not true. They're not scared to go against Sam. This person says, I openly said I don't like the shit he does. I do not support it. When I have an issue, I'm direct. Sam wish I gave a fuck. Brief moment of silence for Sammy boy. And back to this shit. This person says, by the way, I am not Haley, but I did hear about her from him. He spoke to me about her. She's talking about Sam. He kept her nudes and was sending it around laughing like revenge porn. If this is true, it's fucking sick. I was also messaged this. It says, this one's pretty weird. He was always saving my snaps or pictures of me that I send for like streaks or whatever. But I just leave it be. All of my messages on Snap delete, so I can't show you any of the times he got mad at me for being gender fluid, not being religious, drinking, or not voting for Trump. Why are you so problematic? What went wrong in your life that made you the way that you are? Like, genuinely. I've come to notice that one of their main arguing points is IQ. Not about what's true, what's false, not actually providing proof that the things about Sam aren't true. Not Sam speaking out, not Sam addressing things. No, let's talk about IQ. I just have no words here.
Actually,
Head ass boy. Also, apparently, if you're against pedophilia and racism, you're gullible to my indoctrination. And for all of you who don't know what indoctrination means, this is the definition. Which just goes back to Sam saying that we're like a part of a cult. I don't know. But like, hey, Kool-Aid Nights on Friday. Hopefully this is like the last video I have to make even discussing these people, because I'm just like, I don't know, man. They're so dumb that it just, like, it makes my brain hurt. Like, their logic just doesn't logic. And, like, as you saw, they're not credible people. They're not trustworthy people. And the lengths they go to try to harass people away from speaking out against pedophilia and racism is extreme, with nothing to back their claims. Anyways, Sam, you should probably stop doing the baby talk and making play together videos. And probably address everything. Like, address the pedophilia, address the minors, address the racism from you and your family, address the lies on your side. Because we've been coming forth with proof. We've been coming forth with screenshots. There's no lies on our side. Comet also just dropped a video with his take on things and speaking more on the aftermath of the situation. Go watch his video. And hopefully I don't have to come here with this shit again, because I'm super over it. Can we just get this fucking guy out of here? Once again, if you're still defending him, you're still supporting him, and you're still friends with him after seeing everything that has taken place, all of the proof, all of the evidence of all of these different heinous things, you're just as in the wrong. Protect the children. Have a great day. And if you're one of these people who support it or defend it, have the day you deserve.